Hello, Boring Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you another song reaction, fresh off the presses. Nick, what are we checking out today?
we're checking out Queen, and it's titled "Save Me."
Nick, I love I love me some Queen. Okay, and recently we did a Led Zeppelin, and what's their front man name? Jimmy Page. And I'm thinking about who's the best frontman ever, who's the biggest just showstopper ever, and it's got to be Freddie Mercury. But maybe even though people are gonna say, "What are you dumb? He was in a band." Was he really? The biggest showstopper or frontman or diva of all time has got to be Prince. Let us know in the comment who's the biggest diva, showstopper, just the peacock, just strutting on stage. Most people can't even tell you what Prince's backup band was. I think the name was the New Generation or New Revolution. He actually had a band. Most people don't know because it was just me. It's all about me.
Don't speak back there. Just play.
Dude. And we on the channel, go ahead and check it out, guys. We had done this reaction on Prince because I said it's got to be one of the greatest guitar riffs I've ever heard of. And it was when Prince did the tributes along with Tom Petty, a whole bunch of people, to George Harrison's While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And he goes off on this guitar solo. I recently found out the backstory behind it, and I was like, it sounds like Prince. So, because apparently that year he was less off, it was either like the Billboard's Top 100 or Greatest Influential Artist or Guitarist of All Time or whatever. He was insulted that they left him off because he's Prince. And the band all those people on stage were not prepared for that. He just went and said, I'm going to show you who, because it was greatest guitarist of all time, and they left off the top 50 or top 100. And he has that incredible guitar riff. But could you imagine being those other guys back there like, what is going on right now? This is not how we practice it, Cotton. This was not in the performance. What is going on?
Prince being Prince.
And I mean, there's got to be those people that would just be that offended to, you don't acknowledge my greatness. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. He's got ultimate diva for sure. Ultimate peacock. Second, it's Freddie Mercury, because I don't think Freddie Mercury would upstage his own band like that or other people. But there's just certain personalities where they walk in. Again, your Freddie Mercurys, your Princes, Jimmy Platt, like they own the room, right? Like when you walk in, they suck the oxygen out of the room.
Yeah, but I think, and I don't know a lot about Prince, so this is just what my perspective outside looking in. He reminds me a little bit of Mariah Carey, where you better love him and adore him. Like everyone in that room better be told beforehand, hours before, don't look at him.
Yes.
Say always.
Yes.
I don't think Freddie Mercury needs that. He needs to start belting out like, "Oh, we love you."
True story. He had a venue out here in Vegas, and it was at the Rio, and they had to put on the tickets that you buy your tickets. And it's at your own risk. I gotta find this ticket because we actually went, and luckily we got a good Prince performance. But he would come out, and if it wasn't sold out or the room wasn't to his liking, he performed for 30 minutes. If the crowd didn't give him energy, he'd be like, "I'm not feeling the energy in this crowd right now. We're gonna cut it short tonight." That's what Prince is. And the Rio was so tired of refunds. It's come at your own risk. You could get an hour Prince, or he could be there for 4 hours because he loves the crowd. They're giving him energy. But that is how diva he was, to the point where I'm gonna walk in and you better love me, because if not, I'm not gonna even perform. That's who this was, man.
Listen,
it's hilarious.
You need that bulletin board material sometime to motivate yourself. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and I remember later on in his career, he was put like the top 48 basketball player in the league at that time. So he was
what?
Something like that. I don't know the exact number, but it might have been 18 or 20. It was something like that. He was not happy with it. So he was going off at the beginning of the season. 35 points, 45 points, 48 points. And that's like the third big performance. He's like, not bad for number 48 in the league, huh?
Dude, that's like, the Mamba.
You know it drove him.
Like,
exactly.
Who dares? I mean, Kobe's top 5, period. And most people would say top 2 or 3. He's up there with Jordan and LeBron. They changed, top 48.
In the league at that time, because he was older.
That must have been like a Stephen A. Smith thing, because he hates the Lakers. Because there's no way Stephen A. Smith, those don't call,
Allegedly.
They said something about me, I will sue right away. He gets angry when somebody mentions him, but he loves to call other players out. But there's no way. 48
allegedly. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. You probably didn't want to hear that, but that's okay. This title makes me think of the other song called Save Me that was in the Smallville intro. Somebody say. Anyways.
That was terrible.
By Remy Zero, if you want to check out the actual version.
Oh my gosh.
I've watched that show so many times. Love that show. Here we go.
It started off so well. Said we made a perfect pair.
Got the tie on the bare chest.
I clothed myself in your glory and your love. How I loved you, how I cried. Years of care and loyalty were nothing but a sham, it seems. Years will I live till I love you till I die. Send me.
I've heard this somewhere. Again, did not realize it was Queen.
I'm naked and I'm far from home. The slate will soon be clean. I'll erase the memories to start again with somebody new. Was it all wasted? All that love. I hang my head and I advertise a soul for sale or rent. I have no heart, I'm cold inside. I have no real intent.
This part right here, this is in a movie or a show I watched before I came out. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know it was Freddie Mercury.
I don't recognize it.
Each night I cry, I still believe the lie. I love you till I die. Don't let me miss my life. Save me. I'm naked and I'm far from home.
Nice. That was actually a really cool video.
It definitely was. Dude, I'm just shocked at how many songs and how many different, like, hits they had. I've heard it in a movie. I can't put my finger on it. Or maybe a show I've watched before. But let me ask you. Does the rock community and even the heavy metal community, because that was a ballad, right? That's more of a ballad. But Metallica, you know, to me, they're probably the iconic with a heavy metal band. They've got ballads as well.
All rock bands do.
Okay, so a ballad is still considered a rock song.
Absolutely.
Okay. I just needed to clarify that. Okay.
Yeah. And I growing up, those were always like the ones I preferred almost the most for each band because it's almost like they I don't know. Like, it's almost like they put more emotion into it.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And it might be, especially back then. Like, nowadays, masculinity has changed quite a bit. But back then, it's like, oh, I don't want to do a soft song. They're going to think I'm weak.
Right.
But they put so much emotion. It's almost like they were so inspired that we had to make this a ballad.
Okay.
Slower song.
Okay, so ballads are still considered rock. Okay, and that was my question. But man, this was just awesome. Definitely going to be an added it. You know, again, I don't think there's too many Queen songs I don't like. Maybe one or two where it was like, okay, that one was just something I would, but that's something I would definitely put on and on, you know, I'm driving, repeat, whatever. It's one of those things where I don't understand why, or maybe it did. I just don't know, because it's funny. One of my students was like, came across our channel, and he's like, "Oh, dude!" And Queen is big too. And again, A, did not realize it was a British band. I was like, "Bro, that's a British band." And B was like, "Oh, we played that at our basketball game." Yeah, it did. They gotta be getting paid, because so many schools use it. You know, so many sporting.
Hopefully, it's them.
Yeah, so many sporting venues use the "We Will Rock You." "We Are the Champion." "We Are the Champions" is probably like, it's been played so much. It's you know, old at this point. And it's like, no, that's not an American band. That's a British band. It's like, really? It's like, yeah. But yeah, like it's definitely making I think because of the lack of new rock bands and even just new music, and everything's become so watered down. Think about they said 2024 was like the year of country, right? You know what I mean? Because there was just no real big metal bands. Rap really got just so bad and watered down. And I mean, obviously all the bad stuff, that publicity that came along with rap, with all the Diddy stuff and all the people tied to him. I mean, he's one of the biggest people in that industry, that a lot of people kind of shied away from rap. And then other than that is who? You know, you got Lady Gaga, you got Taylor Swift. So a lot of the, you know, young generation, which I have hope for them now, are like, oh yeah, rock. And you see them walking in with the AC/DC t-shirts, the Metallica t-shirts, Metallica started getting big with with Stranger Things or whatever. But I'm like, dude, is that vintage? Like, oh no, we got it at Spencer's, or we got it at Hot Topic. I was like, oh, okay, good deal. Spencer's. Yeah, Spencer's and Hot Topic. That's where, you know, they go get their stuff. I was like, is that old? Is that vintage? Is that your dad's or whatever? Because I'm like, no, man, I bought this at
If it was, it'd be worth some money. That just means that we need to get the next generation of great rock bands to come out. These young kids, you know, young 20s, whatever, come out and start forming these bands and start giving us that next. Because if they're turning to stuff from 40, 50, 60 years ago, you got to get something a little more current going on. And I personally, I don't hate rap or even dislike it or hip hop or whatever, but I'm like, how is this like the top played music these days?
Think about the biggest venue in Vegas, right? Think about the Sphere, biggest venue. It's been Grateful Dead. Now it's the Eagles.
Yeah, because think about who can afford those tickets.
It opened up with
older people.
What was the name of that band?
U2.
Like, and I mean, you got to have that following. You got to be able to afford those tickets. But there's not really a huge rock band today, or even a huge performer. Like, I'm sure Taylor Swift could sell that out in a blink of an eye, but she's not a rock star. She's a pop star, right? There's a handful of rock bands today that are still really relevant, if you really think about it, that could go and play at an MGM or whatever. All the other ones are just older bands, you know what I mean? Just, you know, again, Vegas is a key example. If you're not playing Vegas, then you aren't, you know, right now at the top of the echelon, because we get everybody from Elton John to when Queen had the tour or whatever. What was one of their stops? Here at Vegas, you know what I mean? And I get it, guys, it wasn't the original Queen, it was Adam Lambert or whatever, but guys, it was still sold out. People were going in droves. MGM was sold out all the time for it. So I don't know. Maybe, like you said, it's time for some of these new bands to kind of, you know, grab on, or maybe make themselves more pronounced on the scene, because they are the younger generation, and I deal with middle schoolers, are looking for that different sound, that alternative sound that is not as, you know, commercial as they say, and is not as played out. So it's coming back, by the way. It's not as played out as it's coming back. The word played out, but I mean, you're more into it. I think you said the most recent one, and they're not recent. They're older. Was you did the crossover with JC. You said they had a new album.
Linkin Park,
right?
with a new singer, yeah.
And who else?
I don't know the new people, the new current. I mean, I'm still a fan of Shinedown, but they've been around for 10, 15 years. Let us know what's the best new rock bands that are out there where you have younger people in the band, not just like a mashup of different bands or whatever. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
We know all things.